I mean, we all want to win. I think that for me, winning has become a sigh of relief and losing is miserable. You know, and I don't think anybody likes that feeling or wants it to be that way. You wish they were equal. But I think that...
how do you maintain a healthy perspective?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think, you know, I don't know if it's because when you have kids or, you know, you get beat 50 times my first year in the NBA or whatever it was, or like I said earlier, I mean, we lost 29 times this year, and we were the first seed in the East. And you know, at Butler, we may go 4 or 5 years without losing 29 times, and that was something that you certainly have to adjust to, but you also realize you really have to move on to what's next. And again, it goes back to that process of growth. And you and I have talked about, you know, my favorite book early on in my head coaching career was Mindset by Carol Dweck, because it's all about focusing on growth, not on trophies. And since then, a lot of, and maybe it was already heading in that direction, but I've really noticed it, a lot of the materials in higher education reference Dweck or are really, you know, in that arena. My kids go to a school now here in the Boston area where, you know, their curriculum and their grading system, which is not grades in the elementary school, is based on this idea of really prioritizing growth and encouraging them to not only make mistakes, but appreciate, you know, it is a learning experience.
So how are your kids evaluated in that?
Yeah, so I you know, and I think and obviously it goes to a certain tier, and then you get into the typical grading system. But our kids are evaluated on how consistent their effort is, how much they desire to improve, you know, in each of their subjects, how coachable they are, how teachable they are, you know, the daily effort they put forth, all that stuff.
Well, it's amazing that how really that can transition up to the professional level as well, that same line of thinking.
I think that I would probably be less inclined to, you know, take a risk in a game or try something new or throw something out there that may not, you know, that may be a little unconventional. And I think it's a healthy way of living in this business to say, okay, I'm going to analyze this game based on how we played, not on what happened, not on what everybody else is talking about or what the result was. Because you know, a lot of times you play really well when you lose, and a lot of times you play really poorly when you win. It's just the way the chips fall. But you know, if that's sustained, if you play really poorly and you sustain that, you're going to eventually, you know, be done sooner rather than later.